Have you ever wondered about the beginning and end of the universe itself? How did the cosmic force come into being? Did it have parents, or was it beyond such limitations? From where did it gain wisdom, and to whom did it pass on knowledge? Is this power truly self-arising, or is there a hidden mystery behind its presence? If such questions stir within you, then you're in the right place. In this session, we will explore some of the timeless mysteries about the origin of the eternal presence, insights rarely found elsewhere. Get ready for a journey that takes us closer to the greatest riddle of creation. Greetings, friends. Welcome to our space of wisdom sharing. When we speak of the cosmic being, many see it as the highest force, before which all powers of the universe bow. Yet, what is fascinating is that countless profound stories exist about this origin. These narratives not only describe the coming into being of this presence, but also highlight its supreme essence and role in sustaining the cosmos. Today, we will gently unfold the layers of these accounts, learning in simple words why such profound meaning is hidden within them. Let's begin with the most popular and fundamental concept. According to the Shiva Purana, Lord Shiva is Swayambhu, self-manifested. This simply means that his birth happened from himself. He has no parents, no beginning. He always was, is, and always will be. Think about it. We are all bound by time and space, but Shiva is beyond all this. He neither fears birth nor death. This is why he is considered above even the 5 elements, Panchatattva, earth, water, fire, air, and space. His existence is so fundamental that it doesn't need any external cause. This idea establishes Shiva as an eternal, infinite power. He is like that infinite sound, Om, which existed before creation and will remain after it. Now let's move to other stories where Shiva's connection links with Brahma and Vishnu. In the Vishnu Purana, there's a tale that Lord Shiva originated from the brilliant light emanating from Vishnu's forehead. From that same radiance, Brahma appeared on the lotus that emerged from Vishnu's navel. This shows how all 3 deities are interconnected. But an interesting twist comes when we look at another story from the Shiva Purana. According to this, once when Shiva was rubbing his knees, Lord Vishnu was born from the dirt that came from them. Both these stories tell us that the powers of the Trinity, Tridev, are so interconnected that their births cannot be seen as separate, isolated events.
Another mythological story is quite popular, which you might have heard from elders. But if you haven't heard it, let me tell you for your knowledge that once there was a debate between Lord Vishnu and Parabrahma, Brahma, about who is the greatest in this world. When Lord Vishnu and Brahma started arguing about this matter, Mahadev appeared between them in the form of a burning pillar. Friends, both of them couldn't understand this mystery. Then suddenly a voice came which said, "Whoever finds the end of this pillar will be called the greatest." This translation captures the spiritual and philosophical essence of the original Hindi text while maintaining its narrative flow and cultural context about Hindu mythology and the nature of Lord Shiva. Upon hearing this challenge, Lord Brahma took the form of a bird and set out to find the top of the pillar, while Lord Vishnu assumed the form of a boar, Varaha, and went in search of the pillar's bottom. After searching for a very long time, neither of them could find either end of the pillar, and both returned defeated. Following this, Lord Shiva appeared in his true form, and both Lord Vishnu and Brahma acknowledged that Mahadev, Shiva, is the greatest and most omnipotent deity. There is no power in this world greater than his. The Shiv Purana explains that this pillar represents the fact that Lord Shiva has no beginning and no end. This is one reason why Lord Shiva is called Swayambhu, self-manifested. Now we come to one of the most famous topics related to Lord Shiva. Are Lord Brahma and Lord Vishnu his sons? Yes, this story is quite well known among people. Let me tell you how Lord Shiva was born as Brahmaputra, son of Brahma. Behind this lies a mythological tale from the Vishnu Purana. According to this, when the earth, sky, underworld, indeed the entire universe was submerged in water, no deity or being existed except Lord Vishnu. Only Vishnu could be seen lying on his serpent Shesha upon the waters. From his navel, Lord Brahma appeared on a lotus stem. When Lord Brahma and Lord Vishnu were discussing matters related to the universe, Lord Shiva appeared. Brahma refused to recognize him, which angered Lord Shiva. Seeing Shiva's displeasure, Lord Vishnu granted divine vision to Brahma and reminded him of Lord Shiva's identity. Brahma then realized his mistake and, seeking forgiveness from Shiva, asked for the blessing of having Shiva born as his son. Lord Vishnu accepted Brahma's prayer and blessed him. Later, when Lord Brahma began creating the universe, he needed a child. He remembered Lord Shiva's blessing and performed penance. As a result, Lord Shiva appeared in his lap as a crying infant. This is considered Shiva's only childhood form. When Brahma asked why he was crying, the child said he had no name. Brahma then named him Rudra, meaning the one who cries. However, Lord Shiva did not calm down, so Brahma gave him another name. But Shiva didn't like it either and continued crying. This passage describes two important Hindu mythological episodes: the famous story of Shiva manifesting as an infinite pillar of light to demonstrate his supremacy, and the tale of how Shiva was born as Brahma's son in the form of Rudra. To pacify Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma bestowed upon him 108 sacred names, including Rudra, Sarva, Bhava, Ugra, Bhima, Pashupatinath, and Mahadeva. According to the Shiva Purana, these names were inscribed upon the earth itself. The Srimad Devi Mahapurana provides insights into Lord Shiva's divine parentage. When the sage Narada asked his father Brahma about the creation of the universe and the origins of the Trinity, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, Brahma revealed a truly astounding truth. He explained that the three deities were born from the union of goddess Durga and the eternal form of Brahma, Sadashiva. In essence, Mother Durga represents the primordial nature and is the mother of all three deities, while Sadashiva, the eternal Brahma, serves as their father. The Srimad Devi Mahapurana also recounts a dispute between Lord Brahma and Lord Vishnu. Once, these two deities engaged in an argument about supremacy. Brahma claimed he was the creator of the universe and the progenitor of all beings, while Vishnu asserted his superiority, saying Brahma had emerged from the lotus in his navel. As their debate intensified, Sadashiva appeared before them. Sadashiva addressed them as his sons, explaining that he had assigned them specific cosmic duties: creation and preservation. Similarly, he had entrusted Shankara, or Shiva, with the responsibility of destruction and dissolution. He then revealed his 5 faces: one producing form, or akar, another sound, or pukar, the third expression, or mukhar, the fourth the primordial point, or bindu, and the fifth the cosmic sound, or nad. When these 5 elements combine, they form the sacred syllable Om, which remains Lord Shiva's fundamental mantra to this day. Upon hearing this divine revelation, both Brahma and Vishnu realized that nothing in this universe surpasses Lord Shiva's power. They humbly bowed before him and departed. Now that you understand these aspects of Lord Shiva, do you know who his teacher was? The answer might surprise you. Lord Shiva himself is considered the original guru of this world, the one who established the sacred tradition of guru-disciple relationship. Hindu scriptures reveal that both Brahma and Shiva were the first gurus of creation. While Brahma imparted knowledge to his mental sons, Lord Shiva shared his wisdom with only 60 chosen disciples. These disciples are now revered as the Saptarishis. These diverse and profound stories of Lord Shiva's origins are not mere tales but profound teachings that help us understand his infinite and omnipresent nature. Whether he manifested as self-born, Swayambhu, emerged from the Trinity, appeared as Brahma's son, or was born from the union of Prakriti, nature, and Sadashiva, each narrative illuminates different aspects of his supreme existence. This demonstrates that divinity cannot be confined to a single definition. It exists in every form and is present at all times. The various accounts of Shiva's birth reveal the multifaceted nature of the divine, showing us that the ultimate truth transcends any single narrative or understanding. Har Har Mahadev.